So today we're gonna attempt to make some kind of a cheapo battery bank with a few quirky things that we can charge with USBs. We can have a cigarette output of 12 to 13 volts and up to 120 volts. Now I'm gonna limit it to 100 watts total because that's around how many batteries I have. These are all salvage batteries that I've made from another project. I think I even showed on video how I build this battery. And it's gonna be kind of easy, I hope, to follow. And yes, these boards are really lifesaver if you're building a battery bank or a power bank, whatever you want to call that. So without wasting any more time than we did, let's start building it. The idea here is to use this thing. I don't know, for some reason I was dying to use this thing. It's been not used for years, and yeah, it's one of those multipliers, multi-chargers for cars, but what I like about it is that it has the voltage on top here, it has a regular switch on and off, which I really like, and it was meant to go in a car. Well, I don't really use that anymore, so I'm just gonna cut it off and see what we can do with it. So yeah, that's just how it's gonna work. So what happens with this here is that these two leads are the same that put power out, but are the same leads that take power in to charge this battery, because that's how the board was built. So what I'm gonna do, these will go on the same way, for example, to power up this output, but here I'm going to tether two more wires into one of these because I want to charge it with one of these power adapters that you can kind of switch the power. I think it's from 12 volts to 20 volts. Usually 16 is the sweet spot for this power bank I have here. And why I'm going to do it with this one is that I'm going to cut on this side. I'm going to connect the wires here. That will be the input of the charger. And as you see, I can just charge it like that. And this probably will get out of the box somewhere here on the back, I would say. And yes, this is the box I'm going to use to actually house the whole battery, because that's what I happen to have right here. And I'm just making this kind of for this video and kind of until I'm planning to make a few more of these power banks, connect them to a big UPS. So we'll see how that goes when time comes, but I have a lot of these things, so I'll just sacrifice one of them and we'll see where and how that goes. So as you see, this is going to be our charging port, shrink wrapped and insulated and all that good stuff. Doesn't look beautiful, but it's going to be inside the box, so who cares? So we have to make sure we put this in first, because if I forget to put this in, I might be in some trouble. I don't think we need any of these anymore now. We selected what we needed and we should be good to start kind of putting things together. So I'm thinking to probably punch that hole here for the charger. Will be kind of, look at that here at the back of the box. So let me just choose one of those cheapo drill bits that does the job, and I could care less how much they cost because they do the job. This looks like it might be pretty good because I want to push it a little bit, but time will tell. So now that's the hole we're talking about, and let's see if it even fits. That's gonna be an interesting one. Okay, it fits almost too good. I would like it to be just a little bit bigger. I want this to fit tight, but I don't want it that tight. So let me go with a bigger bit. Okay, doesn't look perfect, but it's there. So in my book, this is perfect. That's all I need. So we'll see now with the other parts. I wanted it a little bit out intentionally because I want to be able to put other chargers or to charge other stuff out. That is at least the intention here, so we'll see. And here are the wires. That's all we need here. We will try to get them all together and see where it goes. Just we have to make sure they're all what they're meant to be. Okay, let's start building. And as I've said before, when you're not sure on these cables which one's positive and which one's negative, remember I've said a million times before, the one with the white line is the positive. So, and the black one here is the positive because I know I just built it, and we will start connecting them and see where that goes. really quick. Okay, we connect this one too. Now we have to be careful with the battery part, is these wires need to be connected too, but we have to connect them in a way that they will not interfere or make any poo-poos with us. Batteries, and just to make sure it works before we do anything else. Yep, the voltage shows up as 13.4. That is more than enough for what we need here, and we're gonna start wrapping it up really quick. So now that we brought it to this point, we will try to close it up if that's possible, and we'll see where that goes. Now, this is not a good thing if it touches the battery, so we will kind of wrap it or separate it. Somehow we'll find a way before I fully close it, and we'll take it from there. And yes, this is quite a weak wood, so I'll just cut it with a knife. Yep. Now this doesn't look that beautiful, because I have plans for the future to do some more upgrades. But what matters here is that I can just close it and have a nice little backup battery, I would say, or power bank, whatever you want to say that simply works. And let me just turn back on. You have to open the lid to turn back on. That's by design. And as you see, it is turned on. We can close the lid. Now I can put some kind of latch or whatever, but here's the light turn on. I'm gonna put something in, plug in something real quick and see where that goes. And here's the phone. Plug in the USB. My plan is to fill the whole box and all that, but for now, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Here we go. And the phone started charging, and that's perfect. Let me try a different port. Yep, the other ports too. These are all the 2.4 amp. Let me try the automatic port. Yep. Let me try the 1 amp port. Yep, the 1 amp port works too. So we know the USBs work, and that's beautiful. So now we're gonna try one of these. This is an actual inverter, 140 watts. Right here you have 120 volts up to 140 watts. And that is the reason for these cigarette plugs here, so we will see how that goes. And as you see, the light is on, and I'm gonna plug in something really quick just to test it. I'm gonna plug in one of these. I know it's just a phone charger, but it's a Samsung fast charger. Okay, right there, and let's see if it can serve us enough juice. Boom. I don't know if the camera is capturing, but it says fast charging right there. And these go up to, I think, 35 watts, if I'm not wrong, and perfect. The phone is actually charging in fast charge mode, and that's beautiful. I really like it. And the USBs are right here, the voltage is right here, and it's good to go. Now, one thing is left to try here. Obviously, I will have to clamp it down somehow or put some of this adhesive stuff to hold it better. But for now, I have to make sure it works before I do any of those tests or whatever. And we're gonna try to charge it really quick as well. Because at the end of the day, what good is it if it doesn't charge? And I'm gonna actually try with a new universal charger that I have, because it's a little bit easier. I'm gonna put it on 15 volts and plug it in real quick. Let me open for the voltage just so you guys can see it. Right here. I'm gonna put it in here. And as you see, it went straight to 15 volts. And yes, it will charge it slowly. And yep, the charger, I don't know if the camera can capture that. It is actually in power. And yes, this board allows pass-through. That's the beauty of it. Right now I could plug devices if I wanted to, but in this case, if you already have a charger plugged in, that means you have electricity, so there's kind of no point on it. But for now, it doesn't really need to be charged, because it already has, it went 13.6. It's 13.45 already, so that's kind of the max. And these batteries, when they get overheated or reverse polarity or anything, this board right here will protect them. This has reverse polarity protection, overcharge protection, and heat protection. This is really, really an amazing board. And I'll leave a link in the description for everything that I have here, kind of, for some of them at least. And that's just my own little power bank right here with 4 USBs. These ports here, if I want to make it 120 volts, I can plug one of these. And pretty much that's all I can really say about it. Now, yeah, I have a 400 watt inverter, but that would be an overkill, because we will never have 400 watts out of this battery anyway until I upgrade. As I said, I'm planning to upgrade it, and I'm planning to build kind of other packages as well along the way. But for now, this will do the job, and we'll do it just perfect. That's the reason I'm not putting any of the adhesive yet anywhere, because I will have to take this out and lay out in a bigger box to make that 400 or 500 watt portable power station kind of, but with a normal 400 watt inverter that I have. And maybe soon I'll make a, I don't know, 1200 watt inverter with deep cycle batteries. But until then, this does the job perfect. And yes, it charges. Boom, goes to charge straight up. 15, that's maximum that I will ever want to put on this pack here until I upgrade it or whatever. And this charger will give it just enough juice, because it can go up to 90 watts max. But slowly I'm going to see it as a trickle charge, so it does the job. I'm not going to put more than 100 watts on it anyway. So my plan is just to have it just in case, that small emergency or whatever, because these portable battery stations are getting really expensive lately. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're really getting crazy out of there when it comes to pricing. And in my opinion, this does the job just perfect. I don't need to worry about too much about it. Of course, you need to worry about lithium because it's not a joke. But when it comes to it, these boards will do the job to protect you, and the board will not heat. If the board overheats or you put something too big or whatever, or the voltage drops under, I think the cutoff is 10.5 to 11 volts on this board here, it will just shut off itself. And to reset it, you just make a contact with whatever you have. As you see here, I put it B- and B-. I'm gonna make a button. I'm gonna have to find one of those PC buttons to put on the side, so I can just reset it with a button. But unfortunately, I don't have any of them right now. I ran out because I made some other projects, and you know how these things work. But in my opinion, this is worth it, because in that emergency situation, you will need something like that. And as you see, it's really easy to build one of these power stations yourself. Now, I know it would be better to go buy something like FosseBot or whatever the big names are, EcoFlow, or they're beautiful. Absolutely, I would love to have one. But shilling $800, $900 for something similar to this, I feel a little bit kind of scratched on the wrong arm. But for now, these laptop batteries and tool batteries that I've been collecting and kind of recycling, why let them go to waste? Literally, these batteries came out of a laptop from 2006. They were good. I just kind of trickle charged them, discharged them, charge, discharge, till they kind of came back. And look, the voltage didn't move at all. It's perfect and it works. And yeah, that's all I had to say for this video, guys. It is a mess on this table, but there's a mess for a reason. And if I ever upgrade and make the 1200 watt or 1800 watt with these batteries, I will probably let you know. And we'll probably have to build a watertight box with all protections. And I'll buy, of course, a bigger board and controllers and all that. And with variable voltage, I want to do one of those really bad. But when I do it, I'll probably film it and show you, because there's sometimes you need applications that you need to change that voltage. For now, this is perfect. In my opinion, I will be good to go. I can either throw it in my car or just leave it somewhere as a backup. And let me just turn it off. Boom. That's all. Now it's ready to be stored somewhere. And the reason I put it on a wood box is because that's what I happen to have here handy that I could spare. And the second reason, that it's not conductive, so I don't need to worry about the short circuit or anything like that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're gonna hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye!